Hey guys, Jim here. Wanted to share with you my favorite curio in my collection. I really don't do a lot of these oddball little oddities, but for those that have had a chance to see Serge Panchenko's work, you'll understand that this is so much more than a little hideaway knife. This is a piece of art. And the cool thing about Serge is he does everything. He makes, tritium lanterns, he does keychains and bottle openers and pendants and pens and rings and all kinds of crazy stuff, along with knives, be it folding knives, be it art knives. He kind of does everything. And to see what he does, and by the way, he does extraordinary photography as well. Check out sergeknives.com and you can see all the work that he does. And I think the one particular item that kind of catapulted him into the stratosphere was his dog chains, or excuse me, dog tags on the necklaces. It's actually a dog tag that on the back side, when you open it up, it's like this. It opens up into a knife. Bad as shit. And when I first saw one, I knew I had to have one. And I've missed every opportunity to own one. Every time he would open up his books, I'd miss out. And that's just the way it's going to happen. And I was lucky enough to run into Serge and his gorgeous wife Julie at the Blade show. And we actually saw each other first in the pit, which is really kind of where every story begins. I mean, you're gonna make your relationships in the pit. And it was so hilarious. I got a chance to meet them, and we knew who each other were, and it was a lot of fun, and had some fantastic conversation, and learned quite a bit about the mind that's doing all this crazy stuff. And I was wandering around one of the days, either Saturday or Sunday. I believe it was Sunday. And Julie was kind of running around. She saw me. She grabbed me. She goes, "Do you have a dog?" And I'm still trying to figure out why she asked me that. And I said, no, and we started talking, and she drags me back over to their table, because I was like, I've been looking and I can't find your friggin' table. And of course, by the time I get there, most everything is gone. But I was able to leave the show with this. And I gotta tell you, as much as I wanted the dog tag, I'm really digging this, because this is kind of dual purpose for me. This is what he calls the coin claw. So obviously, you can carry it in your pocket like a challenge coin, and it stays nice and compact. The blade doesn't open up in your pocket. I've been carrying this most every day since I got back 3 weeks ago from the show. The other cool thing is you can actually put a loop on here and wear it as a pendant on a neck chain. And that's actually something else I'm going to be doing from time to time, is wearing it as a necklace as well. Because it really just looks like a steampunk piece of jewelry when you're wearing it around the neck. The deployment is simple. I don't really use the thumb stud. You can. This is not obviously going to be a quick deployment. This is not your first choice for self-defense, obviously. But this is a great little piece to have in your pocket, kind of as a backup, last resort. And everything on this is made to such incredible quality. Even the finish work, the antiqued look that you have to the materials is pretty damn phenomenal. Nice antique bronze anodizing. There you see Serge's logo right there in the middle. Clean work. I believe this is 154 cm for the steel. He uses CTS XHP. He uses 154 cm. He's used a few different steels, and I just didn't think to ask him what this steel was. The tolerances on this thing are incredible. When you realize, what a small thing that you have here, where it fits into the palm of your hand and does everything that it does. I mean, it's pretty damn incredible. The tension, and there is a little detent ball in there, the tension is provided off of this lock bar. It's not overly strong, but it's sufficient to keep it open and closed. And it's got a wicked gnarly edge on it. Very, very, very sharp. It's got a great point on it as well. Great grind, great finish work. And And while it does have that steampunk kind of feel to it, it's actually inspired by mechanical watch movements. So of course, that was another thing that Serge and I had in common, having that great respect for mechanical watch movements. This was something that I absolutely had to have in my collection. And I feel very fortunate to be able to get one of these, because the only one I've seen go up for sale since I got back from the show was an auction piece. And these are right in that $300 to $400 price range. And I think that auction may have gone up over $800. So I feel very fortunate to, because I would have been in on that. And actually I did bid on that when it first went up. But it quickly got a little too rich. And I went, nah, I think I'm good. One coin claw is good for me right now at this point. And you see I do carry it. It's got marks on it. I don't give a shit. This has been in my pocket, like I said, almost every day. It's got a nice feel to it too. It's just about as heavy as a challenge coin would be. Just a super slick, super cool little extra thing. You know, I don't really build displays for all my knives and stuff where you have things up on display and you want to put cool things up there with them. I'm not a real gear guy. I don't do flashlights and pry bars and goofy things shaped like various animals to turn the head of screws that I don't turn anyway. It's just not who I am. But I always carry a small secondary backup knife, and it's almost always my Bonner Pocket Butcher. And lately I've been carrying my Mini Glimpse friction folder. But this little thing, from the very second I saw one, I went, that is the coolest little idea. It's small, it's compact, it's out of the way, it's unobtrusive. And even where I work, actually it's funny, I'm actually the only person that works there, aside from our security team, that's allowed to carry a weapon in the building. So there's security checks as we go in and out from where I work. And, you know, they're always expecting me to pull out a big knife out of my pocket. And then I dump this in the tray next to my keys and stuff, and they've never given it a second look. They have no idea what it is. Maybe I'm just carrying around some kind of funky, crazy coin that looks like a watch movement. They have no idea. So I kind of like that idea, not really to fool people at work, but just to have something that is kind of a hideaway. You know, a little deep cover, deep concealment kind of carry. Not that I'm some kind of super secret agent and require things like that, but hey man, it's fucking cool. If for nothing else, if you never use this to cut anything, even if you're not using it to cut open envelopes, and this has seen a few envelope cuttings, you just carry it for the fucking cool factor. And it goes beyond the cool factor. It's the fucking cool factor. Because when you pull this out and you're showing a knife buddy, and they're going to instantly look for, okay, there's a blade on here. Oh, shit, that's really cool. And they open it up and go, man, it's the kind of thing Batman would carry. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of has a Batman kind of feel to it. I don't know. It's just one of those things that, you know, maybe 3 years ago, I probably would have never given it a second look. But I'm at that point in my collection now where I really do strive to add new and unique things to my collection. And this certainly hits the mark on that. So if you ever get the chance, if you ever see Serge open his books or do a quick lottery or do a quick auction, get in on it. Look at every little detail on here. Everything flows with everything else. I just noticed that part. I never really looked before. But the shape of the blade, it lines up perfectly with the cutout for the lock bar in the exact same pattern. Exact same curvature. And it lines up to exactly where the blade is going to stop. These are the things that do not happen by accident. Everything, the way this is shaped, this comes up around into the sharpening notch here. Bingo. I mean, holy shit. The symmetry on this is beautiful. The matching of the materials from the steel blade to the titanium, where he's notched it out. Exact same amount of clearance over here that there is over here. Only one central point, only one point of contact holding the blade onto the titanium. And this has been opened probably 1,000,000 times, and this still hasn't loosened at the pivot. It just works well. The overall design is very, very appealing. The guy's an artist. He's an artist that's working in steel and titanium and all this shit that knife guys love, and that's what really excites me. So I can't wait to start wearing this as a necklace. I want to find the right chain for it, though. It's got to have the right look for it, and I've yet to find one. Just wearing it up against sterling silver isn't going to work. Certainly not going to work with gold. I got to find something that kind of has that rustic, steampunky kind of turn of the last century kind of look to it. So when I do, I'll be wearing this quite often. That's just so bitchin'. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Not really a whole hell of a lot to talk about here. We're not talking about a folding knife with lockup and detent and, bearings versus, bushings and all that kind of stuff. It's just a beautiful piece of art that just happens to function as a cool, everyday, practical carry knife. Serge, you did one hell of a job, man. I'm completely blown away, and I hope this isn't the last piece that I'm able to get from him. I'm pretty damn impressed. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. I'll see you on the next video.